It's loading. I think we are live. What's up? Welcome everybody back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host, Rattlesnake, coming at you live once again from the Snake Pit here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, joined by a reoccurring guest, not my co-host, but a reoccurring guest, Colton. What's up, Colton?
How's it going? I just got back from the heat at Atlanta. I'm enjoying this nice Wyoming heat now, so it's fucking sick.
All right, well, we will break it all down. Let's get right into it. What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in. Rock, flag, and eagle.
All right. So before we get started, just want to give a shout out to Yeats at yeatsofficial.com. 10% off discount code Chairgatin. Look how good Colton looks. You can look that good. Also, sick hat. Just can you mention? Show that hat. Get close.
It's hard to see, but
Myrtle
I got my
Beach, baby.
Dirty Myrtle hat on.
South Carolina.
At a garage sale in Cheyenne, Wyoming, a couple years ago.
I love it.
For 50 cents.
I love it, and I want that hat. So we're gonna figure out a way I can get my hands on that thing. What up, Nathan? Number one, probably number two commenter now. Sorry, Nathan. You're getting bumped by Nick. Colton, want to kind of explain who you are in case people haven't seen. You haven't been on the show in a while. You used to come on all the time. Now you have your own show. So do all your plugs.
So I used to come on. I think I was on like 4 or 5 times last year.
At least. Are you counting like the Jeopardy stuff too? Because that was
just because. My name is Colton. You've probably seen me on Twitter at Cranmore Colton. It's down my name.
Starting shit on Twitter.
I start a lot of beef. I have a lot of really, really shitty opinions, and I also dislike.
It's true, he does.
90 to 98% of Chase Elliott fans.
That part's okay though. That part's funny.
This weekend pissed me off. All right, like Sunday, I was heated. But I do have a podcast also where I'm not quite as opinionated and is quite as vulgar. Just because I try to tone it down for live shows. It's called FanFuel Motorsports. Check it out. We're actually doing a 36-hour stream. We're going to be streaming 36 hours straight live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, all from 10 p.m. Eastern Friday to 10 a.m. Eastern Sunday. All of it.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can hop in there. Congratulations, Nathan, by the way. Thank you for returning. And to your brother. Dope hat.
So D Schneid, I work with him. My brother holds the track record at my local track, which is it's about between a 1/5 and a 1/4 mile paved asphalt track, in a fucking go-kart.
In a go-kart, okay. Cool.
So he beat out the previous holder was a asphalt sprint car. And he cooks faster than that. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Yep. My brother's go-kart is faster than sprint cars on that track. No bullshit.
Okay. That is weird. Dope. But yeah. So check out Colton's show. What would you say is like the basis of your show? Like what's the premise if you had to give one?
We do a lot of recaps and a lot of I guess just analysis. Like we try to keep it pretty much just to recaps and analysis. We try not to go on a ton of tangents. We do often when we have guests. Yeah. When it's just us three, we kind of just bounce off each other and feed off. We actually do a segment called Woke or Joke. It's kind of like spot on, spot off. Have you ever seen Door Bumper Clear? Yep. That's a lot of fun. That gets pretty fucking interesting because we all start yelling at each other. But it's pretty cool. We have a lot of really cool guests. We try to do a lot of fan spotlights. So I know Rattlesnake you've been on. I don't think we have Dakota on yet, but we've had a lot of other famous Twitters. We had Dalton Good before Dalton Good was on LTC. So we found Dalton.
Hey, we had him on before he joined LTC.
Yeah. See, so I mean,
he was Twitter famous before that.
Though. Yeah, and that's when
he had his whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we do a lot of different interviews and stuff. Like we have a lot of cool guys on. Like a guy named Owen Kearns just did a show with us a couple weeks ago. And he was a media member for NASCAR from like the 70s to like the 90s. And he was one of the guys who pioneered the truck series.
Nice.
So a lot of really cool stories out of that.
Well, I thank him for doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of cool shit. And a 36-hour live stream.
That's right.
Be plenty of bullshit tangents in that, trust me.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can hop in there. Yeah, I'll let the audience know if me and Dakota are able to hop in that. Probably more so me than Dakota right now, but he is busy. Yeah. So have y'all done an episode yet recapping Atlanta?
No, we're actually going to save that for the first hour of our stream tomorrow night.
Okay.
Is we're going to get a whole bunch of people that were there on, and we're just going to banter about it for a while. But
yeah,
no,
I saw a bunch of people there. Like,
yeah, it was a good little meetup. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw y'all went over to Dakota's house, hung out.
We did. Yep. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. He's got a sweet basement, right?
Yeah. I got to
set up is awesome.
In his chair, and I wrote in his little notebook.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure I wrote like Rattlesnake sucks ass.
That's our Wi-Fi password. How'd you know that?
Oh, well, I guess.
Cool. Yeah. Bummed I missed it, but I know you don't go to a lot of races live because of where you live. Obviously, you live in essentially what Dakota calls the West Coast.
Close enough. Yeah. I'm almost halfway between the two coasts.
Yeah. Didn't he say Texas was the Midwest and Wyoming was the West Coast? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was.
Yeah, that sounds like some Dakota shit.
Limited geography knowledge. Yeah, so you don't go to a lot of races, obviously, because where you're at. This was your first Atlanta race.
Yes.
First of all, why the hell did you choose this race? This is such a weird race to choose. And then second of all, let us know what you thought.
I chose Atlanta because Alex, who is the main host of our podcast, his family is from that area. He used to live in LaGrange, Georgia, where his dad still lives. And his dad actually works a lot with the track. And so he was able to get us VIP passes. So I got to go into the garage and everything. I actually got to stand in the flag stand during the Legends race on Friday night.
Tight.
Which was super fucking cool. But just because of the hookup, I had a free place to stay. It was really all I needed was a plane ticket down there and food money.
That was exactly what happened with me and the first time I went to Atlanta because Dakota was there.
Yeah. Yeah. And no one goes to Atlanta because it's a destination race. People go to Atlanta because they know people in Atlanta.
Right.
You know.
Also, Colton, can you concur with this?
I mean, how far west are we looking? Are we looking at the coast? Because
he said everything west.
Everything west of Cheyenne is ass. I don't know, man. Like Steamboat Springs is west of Cheyenne. That's pretty fucking cool.
Steamboat's tight. That's a cool town. I hear Idaho's pretty cool. That's west of it.
Idaho, Coeur d'Alene is fucking beautiful. Like if you ever get the chance, go to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Okay. So there's a few good things west of Cheyenne, but I understand.
I will agree, like 99% of the stuff west of Cheyenne. And even I'd say 99% of the stuff west of like Austin, Texas.
Yeah, exactly. You could say that about a lot of places. Okay. Anyway, so your first Atlanta race, to be honest, wasn't sure how the weather was looking for this race leading up to it. Were you a little nervous there?
Yeah. So I was especially nervous because I'm fucking terrified of lightning. Absolutely. Like I'm a little bitch in lightning, dude. I am not.
That's
even
such a weird fear. Why?
I don't know. Like it's just fucking 50.
Like if you see lightning, you have to run inside or what?
It depends. If it's within about 10 miles, I start to get really, really nervous. And if it gets
10 miles,
within 10 miles, yep, I start to get nervous. If it gets any closer than that, I run to the nearest shelter, either a car or a house or something. And I always carry earplugs with me in the summer and put my fucking earplugs in. This is no bullshit. Thunder and lightning. So both of them, right? The thunder freaks me out, I would say, more than the lightning does, but both of them are just
so the sound scares you, like my dog. You and my dog are both scared of the sound.
I'm not scared of the sound. I'm scared of being fucking hit.
My dog is scared of it because it's tiny little dumb brain.
Well, I'm in the
You're
same boat.
scared of the sound because boom, scary.
Boom, scary. And it's always been like that ever since I can fucking remember.
All right. So that's like the movie Ted.
Yeah.
Thunder
Exactly.
Buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except my Thunder Buddy is my earplugs.
What up, Nate? Number one commenter there. And his dog does the same thing. So
ironically, my dogs are not scared of lightning.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That works too good.
Like actually this weekend I was standing under Tommy Joe Martin's hauler, like where they bring the car out and shit, that little awning, and lightning hit super fucking close. And so I like freaked out for a minute and tried to run into the garage just so I could get under something sturdy. And I almost ran over Myatt Snyder. Like Myatt was like carrying like some shoes and his food, and I started like sprinting, and he's like scared the shit out of Myatt. So sorry.
Did you say anything to him after that, or you just kind of
as I was running, I was like, "My bad, Myatt!" Like freaking out. Yeah,
it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look.
But up until Sunday morning, it was really looking like we were gonna get shit on. Yeah, Cheyenne can attest. It's
this is hilarious. Bad. This is such a weird fear.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, are you scared of like driving a car or flying in a plane?
No.
Okay, because statistically, you have a better odds of being hurt.
Like, trust me, like I get all the odds.
Okay.
I get like it's probably not gonna fucking hit me, but
okay,
I don't want to test it.
You standing outside is not testing.
I will say,
are you worried about like what you've done in life to test God and him smiting you? Because I mean that makes a little bit more sense.
mean, I do some dumb shit, so maybe, but I don't know. Like
you should be, I think, concerned. I think we all should. Yeah, betting on the fact that we wouldn't race. Were you with Nathan, by the way? Did you hang out with Nathan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, tight. Yeah, love Nathan. I saw y'all getting into it with who was that? Vince on Twitter. Or no, it wasn't Vince. My bad. It was Brandon Key.
Oh yeah.
Y'all two are going at it with Brandon, huh?
Yeah. Well, and then Dakota chimed in, and so I was like, "All right."
Dakota likes breaking it up because I just got into it a bit with Cody from LTC. And
Dakota is the good PR guy.
He loves trying to come in and be like, "Hey guys, let's just all," and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, Dakota! Like you're pissing me off more than anybody else." Also, I saw y'all get into
Dakota, but like I thought he would be taller in person. I thought Dakota would be like 6'1", 6'2" when I met him.
Interesting. Well, you're tall.
I'm like 5'11".
Oh, I thought you were taller than that.
No, I'm just like skinny in the shoulders, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, is Dakota short? I feel like he's average height.
No, he's average height. I just figured he would be like this towering fucking dude.
Oh, really? You were envisioning like interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. How do you envision me?
5'10".
That's a really good vision of me. That is what. Yeah. Yep. Good job.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's the chair height. Like I just.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so you were with everybody. Which, by the way, hold on. What was I got to go back to this. You and Nathan were beefing with Brandon. Do you know Brandon on Twitter? He claims he doesn't know who any of you are.
I don't know who he is. That's the first time I've ever seen him.
Really?
So I don't know if he acts like he was a somebody, but like
he's been on this podcast.
Well, I must not have been that cool.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know y'all didn't know each other.
Okay.
Never
interacted with him once.
What was the whole thing about? Oh yeah, he's a Chase Elliott fan again. That's right.
Yeah, and that was just going back to me shitting on any Chase Elliott.
Yeah,
fan.
Yeah. Yeah. He. Yeah. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Nick has met me in Myrtle Beach. Yeah. He and me and Dakota were essentially tearing his ass up because he decided at the beginning of the season he was going to become a Tyler Reddick fan, drop the Chase Elliott fandom because he was like, yeah, I can't stand their fans anymore, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, thank you. Like he came around to the good side and he's like, all right, my new driver's going to be Tyler Reddick. And I was like, great fucking choice. Like good choice, man. Dude has high ceiling. He's going places. You're going to have a good long trajectory as a fan.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, Chase Elliott wins, and he just tweets, "Oh yeah, I'm a Chase Elliott fan again."
So I did see that because I went back through some of his tweets, and he ditched Reddick the week before Reddick won.
Yeah, and that was the funniest part. So
what
me
a
and Dakota
douche.
got
Like-
to when he like tweeted one thing about it. Me and Dakota were both tweeting back at him, and Dakota was like, "You can't fucking say anything. You can't fucking say anything."
Yeah. Maybe he should become a Blaney fan just like this next week, and then ditch him so that Blaney
Just
can
so
win.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Because your driver is second in points, but what, like 64th in the playoff standings?
Yeah, something like that. Like Blaney, being a Blaney fan is fucking rough because he's super consistent, has great runs, but like last 10 laps of the race, he turns into fucking Eric Almirola.
Yeah.
Can't get it done.
Okay. So when are you gonna stop being a fan?
I don't know. How old is Blaney?
I don't know. What do you think? Like 6
think?
months? 6 months you'll drop it?
No, probably 17 years, maybe 18 years. Trajectory of his career, maybe.
All right. So
About
you're not
45.
gonna give up, right?
No. So I was a Kyle Busch fan until Blaney came on.
Okay.
And then Blaney came on. He was the beer drinker, the young kid. I was like, that's fucking him right there.
Well, does he drink beer?
I would assume so. He's got the
No.
fucking mustache for it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the funny thing is I've grown to like Kyle Busch so much more than I used to.
Same.
Like I'm like I'm not actively cheering for him to win, but I'm also not upset if he beats like Logano or Chase Elliott to win. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, cool, good.
So,
like,
and I'll be fair here. I was a Kyle Busch fan until right around the Ron Hornaday shit.
okay,
Once it started getting out of hand, I was like,
okay.
you know.
Yep.
I'm not
All
a
right, that's
dog.
fine.
I'm not
That's
just going to
fine.
blindly support him.
So, your first Atlanta race, you're a little nervous. Y'all aren't even going to catch the race. I'm guessing you already have a flight booked back home. When was that? Did you give yourself enough time just in case the race got pushed?
Yeah, we had a 9 p.m. flight. So if it got pushed, we were still in good shape.
Well, yeah, it'd have to be in the morning because with Atlanta traffic and the airport, like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still think we would have been good. And luckily, we didn't have to see it at all.
Right. So, yeah, that wasn't even an issue. We got the race in. How was it? Was it hot? Was it uncomfortable? I mean, what did you think of the fan experience? Like everything before the race, essentially.
Everything before the race was awesome because of the access I had. So I've never been in the garage. I've never been that close to the cars before.
So you had a full, well, they don't call it hot pass, cold pass anymore, but you know what I mean. What do they call it? VIP or whatever?
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
So, I mean, that was awesome. We got to talk to a lot of drivers, which was kick ass.
Anybody like you want to brag about?
I mean, we talked to Tyler Reddick for probably a good 10 minutes.
Dude,
also,
how nice is he?
He's so cool.
He's like the nicest driver you ever. He's just like, hey, what's up, man?
He also has the fattest fucking dip I've ever seen packed in a lip. Oh man,
Tyler Reddick,
he had a fucking hog pack.
Little bad boy, Tyler.
Yeah. He was cool as shit. We talked to Sam Mayer for a little while too.
Okay.
I gave him shit about leaving or taking his helmet off and how he should leave it on next time. If he's fighting Gibbs.
I mean, I think you should take it off, but yeah, that's fine.
He did say there will be payback coming. Like,
nice.
Do not forget about it. He said, without a doubt, this year there will be something.
Ooh, spicy. So, I like hearing that. I appreciate that.
Jeremy Clements is cool as shit. We've talked to him before. He actually knows Chad really well.
Okay.
So we got to spend a lot of time sitting and talking with him. Tommy Joe Martin, same kind of deal. Spent a lot of time talking with him. Other than that, just catching guys kind of as they went by.
Right. Like, hey, what's up? I love you.
Yeah, Busher. I talked to Busher for like a couple minutes. He thought it was cool as shit that I was from Wyoming.
Why?
I don't know, because he's from Texas, and like I think Texas and Wyoming are kind of like sisters, right?
I guess compared to NASCAR, yeah, since there's like nothing out west.
Right. Like
yeah,
it's
in
probably
terms of like the
cool.
NASCAR community, everything like west of Alabama is just one giant desert that no one knows about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fair.
So yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. We actually had access to a suite. We didn't stay up there for any of the race. But we did go up right before the race. No, because like I get one race a year, so like I want to be in the fucking.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
I think like a stage 2 suite would be perfect though. Like you get to watch the beginning down there, and then you're like, it's stage 2. Let's go up to the suite, get some drinks and some food. Anyway, it's your life. Sorry, go on.
No, that was awesome, and that was really about all we did. We did go to the Legends race Friday night. Got to see some Bandoleros, some Legends.
Yeah, I saw you posting some stuff from there. Was it fun?
That was pretty cool. I'm not a fan of the Legends that track just because it's so flat. You can't pass without dumping someone.
Okay.
After a while, that just gets old.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, super cool. We pretty much just hung out in the garage until it was race time. And then as soon as race time clicked over, we went to the grandstands, hung out. It was pretty awesome. I do have beef with Atlanta Motor Speedway about the events Sunday during the race. I tweeted about it. I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, so explain. You seemed upset about this. I think you even like put it in our group chat, and I was like, I don't know.
I was more upset because it was fucking hot.
I'm rocking my Atlanta shirt, by the way.
Dope.
Fold spawner.
So I was hot. I was running out of beer. Super upset. But we
at least you're able to bring in beer.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was just at that point where I was gonna have to go buy beer, so I wasn't happy about that.
Yeah. And that's like your own fault because you're like, fuck, I just didn't bring enough.
Yeah, and that was exactly it.
Yep. And you're just mad. You're like, now I have to spend money. This is stupid. I have beer back in the truck.
Exactly.
We've all been there.
Saturday, they didn't have hardly any of their vendors open, like in the concourse. And so I was walking around looking for beer to buy. And so I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And walked up and down the whole fucking front stretch and couldn't find a single place selling beer. So I came back in the stands, threw this huge bitch fit. And the guy sitting behind us in the stands was like, hey, dude, like that burger place right below us is selling beer.
Oh, okay.
Like, God,
but it's a burger place. So, like, how would you have known?
Bingo. Yeah, that was my thought.
That's fair.
Like, well, shit. And then Sunday, we went to go down and buy some food about halfway through the race. And Cheyenne bought this fresh fried potato chip thing for like, okay, so I'll get to that in a minute. She bought like fresh fried potato chips for $5. And it was literally just fucking Lay's potato chips in a paper bag.
Yeah.
And I was pissed.
Well, yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean, it's a stadium.
But like the next kiosk over was selling Lay's potato chips for $2.
Right.
That's what I was pissed about. Like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. These seem like normal stadium woes, though. I understand the stuff not being open, but at the same time, it's like it was a Saturday race.
So I get that one.
Okay.
I wish they would have put like a sign or something up. Beer here.
Right. Yeah.
But I get that one. The potato chip thing pissed me off. They ran out of forks and a lot of the things, which pissed me off.
This is like all Saturday, not Sunday, right?
No, the last two were Sunday. Just the beer was Saturday.
Okay, the last two were Sunday.
Yeah, those were Sunday cup.
They ran out of forks and shit on Sunday?
On quite a bit of the stands. I had to walk away.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, so they just weren't staffed properly and shit.
Yeah, we're a massive event. Like there was actually less people there than I really thought there was going to be.
It looked about, I got to ask Dakota about this because he's the expert when it comes to Atlanta. And Nathan could chime in if he'd like. It looked about normal for this race. Not a lot of people go to this race. You know, it's just, it's not a big thing. They just don't do it right. I don't know. That's why we were talking about in the last episode, like maybe 4th of July to it in Atlanta under the lights or something to give this race some life. That's why I was kind of surprised. This was it. It makes sense why you went, though, obviously, now. And Nathan says he thinks the rain scared a lot. And yeah, that could have something to do with it, too.
Yeah.
But Nathan, as a person that goes to these races, if you want to comment, if it looked more empty or about like normal. Anyway, go on, Colt.
Yeah. So it's pretty much it. Like there were less people there than I was expecting. So like, why the fuck are you gonna run out of forks when there's 20,000 people here?
That's good. Can you imagine? Yeah, it's a good point. Because could you imagine if it was sold out?
Yeah, like exactly. Like we'd be in a shit show right now.
Right.
So it's pretty much it as far as the woes go. I thought the race was all right. It didn't blow my socks off, but
yeah. Okay. So over the last 5 years or so, which isn't good because it seems like we've been hitting a little bit of an increase in attendance. So just the fact that over the last 5 years it's about average is probably like a really bad sign. Actually.
Which maybe there was more planning on coming, but like you said, the rain.
That's true. That's a good point.
You know.
Okay. So the atmosphere, the environment, all that. Would you say was overall positive or overall negative? Everything leading up to, everything that doesn't have to do with on track.
I mean, overall positive.
Okay.
Overall very positive. And take that with a grain of salt because I really like any racing. Like, I'll go fucking to a bike race and be stoked about it, like a bicycle race.
No, I feel you. Yeah, I can show up to random races and just enjoy it just because it's racing.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall positive. I was just stoked to be there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that. Yeah. But I don't know. Just from my point of view, from watching on TV, people were complaining about the attendance, and I just remember thinking, it's this race. It's like this. Like, I don't know why people are expecting it to be more, but it's whatever.
Yeah, and if it were a night race, I think we would have saw a huge.
That's the thing. It should be.
Fans. Like, the heat was definitely a factor. Granted, it was overcast for most of the day, but I mean, shit.
All right, so overall positive. Now let's talk about the actual race, the product on the track.
Yeah,
I know you have given Dakota a lot of shit for this. As a person that watches the races, he always says it's like incredible. It's the best race of the year.
Yeah.
What was your opinion on this race? And I have my opinion. Have you rewatched it on TV or anything, or just you remember?
I watched the extended highlights on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
So I did see a little bit of it. So even in the spring race, I wasn't totally negative about the whole thing. I thought the first half of the spring race was way worse than the second half of the spring race, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this one, I felt like we got the second half of the spring race, the whole race long. I felt like the runs were a little bit bigger. I'm still not a huge fan of it yet. I think once this track wears in a little bit, it'll be better. Because we kind of saw some runs develop on the bottom where, like, Denny in the first start of the race was ripping around the bottom. But after a little while, that kind of stalled out and you had to just single file around the top. The packs break up super easy, which I was not a huge fan of. If we're going to have pack racing, we need to have fucking pack racing.
Right. It's like that's what they wanted to, like, create with this repave and reconfiguration. So,
right.
Yeah.
And I especially saw it with the Xfinity race. Like, it was bad. There was almost no passing in that race.
Because, like, regardless of how you feel about super speedway racing, that was their goal for this track. They wanted to replicate super speedway racing. So yeah, that's the goal. So if you get good pack racing and super speedway racing, then they've succeeded. If you don't like that style of racing, that's just on you.
Yeah. And I wish they would, if they're gonna keep this, get rid of the line in the fucking kink in the front stretch. Like, just open that wide up and just let guys go for it.
Okay.
But I mean, it was all right. It was definitely better than watching it on TV. So I'll give Dakota some props there. It was better than. So the only other race I've seen fully was last year, Fall Vegas, which was an absolute fucking nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other one I went to was Talladega in 2019. They got rained out.
Wow.
I had to listen to Blaney win on the fucking radio in Kansas City.
Interesting.
Which sucked. Yeah.
And you drove from Talladega back?
Yep. Drove there and then back. 24 hours straight, both ways.
Isn't it nuts that the banking allowed them to go full throttle?
The banking helped, and the super speedway package helped.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a combination of both because they were still. You could tell that they were lifting going into the corners every once in a while, just because you kind of see the runs change. But I mean, definitely towards the end, they were just wide open the whole fucking time.
Right. Yeah. In terms of watching it on TV from home, I actually quite enjoyed this race. Is it the best race of the year? No, not by any chance. It's a pretty middle of the pack race for me right now, though, in terms of like how I'm going to be rating it. And I'll take your rating if you want at the end of the show. I actually enjoyed this race. And maybe it was just because, we've had a lot of road courses lately and stuff. And so it was just nice to get something else. Maybe that's it for me. I was just looking for anything else. That could be it. But I just remember actually enjoying this race.
Yeah. Yeah. And it wasn't terrible. I mean, it was still good. Comparing it to a Talladega, it wasn't Talladega. But it's still definitely takes the shit out of Texas,
Right. Yeah. It's nowhere close to that. Yeah. I don't know. I'll think about my rating for this throughout the episode, but I think it's going to be a pretty kind of middle of the pack rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Nathan. Yeah, maybe I was just in a good mood. I don't know. Because
Yeah.
I just remember like watching it and actually just maybe I was in a good mood because I was just like sitting there enjoying it and just being like, this is a good race. You know what? That probably was it. I was at my friend's house back in Austin for a wedding, just having a good time. That was probably a big part of it.
Yeah.
Because I did enjoy this race. I really did.
Speaking of wedding, so we
Oh yeah, that's
dude,
we
those
gotta ask
cars-
about that. You
those
had this is your first time seeing them in person.
yeah, they looked fucking badass. I fucking love
Right?
how these cars look.
How mean do those cars look?
Yeah,
It's like future meets beefy. It's fucking
Yeah.
sick. I love
like
these
they're
cars.
all wide and they look all.
I want to
squatted.
buy one. Like I
Yeah.
wish they like
Seriously.
the Camaro looked like that. Honestly,
Yeah, those cars looked badass. They sounded a lot better than they do in video.
dude, they sound
they're
mean.
Loud, yeah. Holy shit,
Yeah. Oh boy.
So, 100%. Fucking these cars are awesome.
Yeah,
love
I mean it's
the
the whole
next
reason I go to the track for the
Yeah.
vibration of the cars.
Oh, I got a Ricky Bobby hat while I was down there too.
Hell yeah.
Those white tints got some good shit.
I just rewatched that movie and it's still a hit. I don't care how many NASCAR fans hate that movie because it's not accurate. It's funny
Yeah.
as shit. I don't care.
It's still fairly fucking accurate. Like if you really think about it, take out.
I mean, look.
Take out the McMurray scene. Take out him fucking selling the windshield to Fig Newtons. It's fairly accurate.
Yeah, I think there was like
There's
at
a
the end
couple-
he had to make like a huge comeback and like made up a bunch of laps and there's some shit here and there for
There's
the
some
movie's
holes in it,
sake,
right?
but it's a fucking Will Ferrell comedy movie. It's not like his basketball movie is accurate. I assume I don't watch enough of this, but I assume figure skating isn't done like they did it in that fucking movie.
Right.
And it's still
Yeah.
a funny ass movie. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. I still love Talladega Nights. I think it was
Yeah.
great.
No, awesome fucking movie. Yeah. The whole him praying over like the KFC and Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. Fucking awesome. That's exactly how I imagine dinner at Dale Jr.'s house in 2000.
That's how dinner was at my house. My dad worked
Yeah.
in fast food. This is literally what we had to pray to.
Yeah. And like he's all like, in my prayer, I legally have to mention Powerade.
All right, go on. Sorry. Go
I don't
on.
even remember what the fuck I was talking about. Oh, the next gen cars. Kick ass. You mentioned a wedding. Speaking of weddings,
Okay.
we got engaged this last weekend, Cheyenne and I. Yeah, thank you.
By the way, do you not live in Cheyenne?
I do live in Cheyenne.
Okay. Just want to clear that up.
Yeah. So her name is also Cheyenne.
Okay. So it's like meeting somebody in Austin named Austin.
Right.
Yeah.
I keep giving her shit that when we move out east, like if we move to Charlotte, she's got to change her name to Charlotte, right? And like,
Yeah, it'll be
I'm Colton, and this is my wife, Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it'll be awkward when you move to Atlanta. No,
Yeah.
Atlanta's actually still kind of enough. Yeah, Myrtle Beach is a good one.
Yeah. This is my wife, Johnson City. Kind of weird, you know?
Yeah, I like it.
But I want, and Dakota will rewatch this, I want you and Dakota.
Oh, Nathan said his
be-
name's Cheyenne.
Oh,
So,
awkward.
assist.
I want you and Dakota to be in my wedding to be the flower guys. So I'm going to give you fanny packs. You're going to wear your yeets and have your fucking hair out, right? And you're going to be in your suits and have fanny packs full of fucking flower petals. And I'm going to crank up like some fucking Def Leppard.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
I'm going to get you guys like fairly buzzed and have you shotgun of beers. You're walking down the aisle, like passing out fucking.
I'm 100%
petals.
down for this plan. If you're serious, I'm very serious.
This was
about
Cheyenne's idea, so it's fucking happening.
Oh, I'm 100% down. And the fact that you bring up Yeats, yeah. I'm gonna see if
Yeah.
they'll like pay for my plane ticket out there and like shoot a
Fucking do it.
video.
I'll put it-
Like
yeah.
this is a promotional thing. Please pay
Yeah,
for me
we'll
to
put
go.
a banner up and we'll have a Yeats wedding at our reception. Like,
Dude,
probably not during the ceremony, but definitely reception.
this is
Dead
a
ass.
great idea.
Yeah,
I could even fly up with Dakota like through Atlanta.
there you go.
I like this a lot.
So you
I
and
like
Dakota
this.
were the first ones to come to mind of like the ones that would absolutely take it the most serious yet not serious.
Oh, I take this very seriously. I mean,
But I mean, like,
I'll wear a Speedo if you want, but you know,
I
it's
mean,
whatever.
damn near like fucking grinding on people sitting in aisle seats. Like, I don't give a shit. Just make it entertaining for like 45 seconds.
Okay, I can definitely do that.
Yeah,
I mean, he
like,
said
I don't-
buzz, but like
I'm down for like
there's levels of how entertaining you want me to
upwards of
be.
60% drunk. Like if 100% is you fall down halfway through.
Right. Yeah, because I do need to save some percentage for after the wedding. That's like the main thing, right?
So, and it's a higher altitude. So you
right.
Can't
I would say it's more like 40% while I'm throwing the flowers, 60% post.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I can make this work.
Shotgun a beer as you're fucking doing it, and then like take another one, like spray the crowd. I don't give a shit. All right.
Spray the crowd.
Mom's already got her pictures done by that point.
Would you mind then at the beginning of this, when me and Dakota walk out, if you do the shatter noise like Stone Cold Steve Austin gets when he walks out, the
fine.
Okay. I'd like that as I walk out because that would really get me in the mood. If I walk out to
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
baby.
100% down.
Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah, there's the right there. This is her idea and is approved. Okay.
Yep. And
there you go. Nathan said Dakota was his best man and was drunk, and that doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Awesome.
Excellent. I'm 110% down for this idea. You said it's how far out are we looking?
2 years. So 2024. Labor Day weekend of 24.
All right. That's my birthday weekend. I will put that on the calendar. This will be my first Darlington that I'll miss in a long time. So just know that's how serious I'm taking. Yeah, I'm taking this very seriously.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, we could even do a watch party Sunday night.
Off the crowd. Dude, that's a great idea. Watch party too. Yeah. That would be sick.
I'll get a projector and we can just fucking rent out a big ass space. Yeah, you got to chop the fucking silver bullet. Like, I want you to shotgun one using your teeth like I do.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that before where I cut my gum and was gushing blood and just kept going. I was on the river.
So there's a trick to it. So this is how I shotgun beers.
I mean, I know how to do it.
Yeah. So
okay, go on.
Bite. Easy.
Yeah. If you bite too hard, it cuts your gum.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I bit and then it went up into my gum because I was drunk on the river. Yeah, like that would be cool. I could play into that with the crowd. And they'd be like, wow, that dude really committed. He took like the fake blood capsules. And I'm like, no, I'm just gushing blood.
Yeah.
Right yeah, this isn't a joke. This is my life. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So mom would disapprove, but I don't give a shit. It's not mom's wedding.
Great. So mom already hates me. That's awesome.
No, it'll be all right. I'll give her enough beer beforehand.
Okay.
My dad will think you're fucking awesome, though.
Okay. Well, that's way cooler. Dad's approvals are always cool.
Yeah. I don't, man, my. Dude.
Nah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Also, I don't know why my wife's even saying though. I don't have any cans. I only have these like bottle things, so
yeah,
it wouldn't work.
Pints, aren't they?
No, but still, like this is like, how am I gonna? I'd have to unscrew the top and like this.
And those are thick,
right? It's not the same. It wouldn't work.
Yeah,
wouldn't work. Okay, so anyway, 100% down for that, and then we could do a live episode. Also, that'd be sick.
I'm down.
My wife is really mean. She bullies people. All right. Anyway. Okay. Talked about the race. It was great. I guess before I move on from that, we could just do ratings for it real quick before I move on. Do you know how our rating system works?
So I saw it at the beginning of the year, but I don't quite remember.
Yeah. I mean, it's still the same. So it's just on a scale out of 10, and you can do decimal points. Like it's like the one bite pizza review thing.
Okay.
So Atlanta to yeah, you can go first if you want.
No, you go first.
Okay. Let's see. I gave Nashville 7.8 and almost 7.2.
What is your top? What's your top race?
I don't. I'm trying to find it.
And if it's not Fontana, why?
Have I done? Oh, Coke 600.
Okay.
Coke 600 was the best race of the year, dude. That's I won't even argue that one. That's
fair.
Darlington 1 is high. Talladega is high. Vegas is really high. But I don't have all the races on here, to be fair. Dakota has the rest of them. So I just have some of them. Let's see. I'm going to go... I'm going to go 8-2.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no bullshit.
Okay.
Like, if you didn't answer right then, I was going to jump in.
I think 8-2 is about average for me so far this season, which is incredible. Last year, I mean, I was sitting at like 5s and stuff. It was like 8-2. That just shows how good this season's been for me. Okay. Yeah. I'll have Dakota text me his. Let's see. Oh, great. That's my wife making fun of me some more. It's like, this is why he is slower. No, I'm way faster than you, Nathan. I've beaten you multiple times, so I don't even want to hear it. I think Nathan beat me like once because I didn't know we were racing, and so I think he thinks he's faster, but I've beaten him like every single time. Other than that one
shotguns?
time. Yeah.
Oh, dude, anyone can beat me. I'm slow as shit. I can't choke very well.
All right. Well, did you shotgun one with like Dakota and everybody?
No, I shotgun one with Dale Tanhart and a bunch of random fans that were down there.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nathan, I've beaten you every time, dude.
And even that, like, I think I was last, and I had the fucking beer, and we were sitting for like 5 minutes, and I was like taking sips out of it, just like waiting for the flag.
That's bad.
Yeah, I'm slow as shit.
So, honestly, there's we can recap New Hampshire, or not recap. We can preview New Hampshire like quickly in a second. But I think the main thing that we have to talk about in this episode, the obvious topic that's like what everybody's talking about right now, is Tyler motherfucking Reddick. Before we dive deep into this, quick overlay for anybody not keeping up, which I don't know why you would listen to my podcast and not already know this stuff, but Tyler Reddick has signed a deal with the race team 2311 to join their team in starts 2024 season. So this season and one more season with RCR in the number 8, assuming RCR doesn't like replace him right away, which I don't think they would. He's really good. I don't know why he would. More importantly, last episode, me and Dakota, we haven't been enjoying the races lately as much. And so we spent like half the episode talking about possibilities of what would happen. And it all stemmed from like this discussion of what if Tyler Reddick leaves RCR because he won. And so we were just talking about it. And it's just insane that it happened. I mean, it's wild. It was just last week that we spent probably 40 minutes talking about this, of like what could possibly happen, where he could possibly go. And of all the things we discussed, I can promise you 2311 was never mentioned as one of the possibilities. I think even it might have been mentioned, honestly, maybe by Nick. I think it might have been somebody in the comments. Bro, and I just remember being like, yeah, that's Toyota. Nah, he's not going to Toyota. So it's just really weird that it happened. Colton, what are your takes?
So as far as the move, awesome. And I have a bunch of reasons as to why it makes sense. I got like 3 or 4 of them. As far as the timing of it, I see why they announced it when they did. However, I think they still should have waited a little bit to announce it a full 18 months in advance, you know. I don't think that was quite the best move, but also I was defending it, you know, in Twitter
comments. I mean, it's probably better now than like playoffs.
Right. Like, you know, it's going to be a distraction either way. Like, it's just whether or not it's a distraction internally or externally, you know. At least this way people know that he's leaving, so RC can maybe get out and try to find some other talent beforehand rather than just trying to keep everything behind closed doors and eventually leaking out through a rumor, and that looks bad.
So this is a big thing also, was RCR's response.
They seemed disheartened, but also, like, I can't see how they couldn't have seen it coming. Tyler was obviously shopping around for 2024, as drivers do within a couple years of their contract, you know?
Right. Yeah.
All the teams know when their contract is up.
There's they probably were just a little bitter about the whole thing, to be honest. Because I imagine they were trying to keep him around. I mean, you wouldn't willingly just be like, nah, you can leave, go somewhere else. Like, obviously, I think they knew what they had on their hands.
So I haven't brought a lot of these opinions out publicly because I've been staying off Twitter the last couple days. But the reasons why it makes sense, number one is Tyler Reddick was never going to be the face of RCR. Maybe in the fans' eyes, yes. But, I mean, internally, Austin Dillon is still RCR, right? He's in the 3. He's Richard's grandson. You know, he's a big name. He's got his own TV show. He was always going to be the face of that organization. However, Tyler is a way better talent than Austin. And I think
but I can shut that argument down within like 2 seconds.
And
I think you can put this together as well. I think you can defeat your own argument here. How about that?
I would doubt that.
So you're saying a concern for Tyler Reddick and a reason he left RCR was the fact that he could never be the face of RCR because of Austin Dillon and how big Austin Dillon is for RCR.
Not just for RCR, but more for Richard Childress.
Okay. And you can't think of any other reason. You can't think of anything that I might bring up as why that doesn't make sense.
Because Tyler's better? I don't fucking know.
Bubba Wallace is clearly the face of 2311 by far and away. He has way more money. He's way more famous, I would argue, than Austin Dillon at this point. I don't know what you're talking about, man. He drives the number of the team that's on this fucking car.
I get it. No, I'm not arguing that he's not going to be a 2311.
I would say he's going to a worse situation. I would argue he had a better chance at RCR of being a bigger name. At 2311, he's 100% behind Bubba.
What rank is RCR in the Chevrolet teams?
Okay, so there's a whole different argument.
No, because I'd rather be.
I'm addressing the argument that he's behind
Toyota team rather than the number 2 guy at the number 3 Chevrolet team. I think it was much better for him to be number 2 behind Bubba Wallace.
I don't know why you have to
number 2 behind Austin.
I don't think it necessarily needs to be broken up into manufacturers like that. I think the fact is he's going to a team with somebody with a way bigger ego, in my opinion, than Austin Dillon. I think Bubba Wallace is the face of 2311. They built the team around him.
And Denny's fucking
Austin is right now, but how long does Austin have? At the end of the day, if he doesn't get wins, I mean, I understand that is his grandfather and we'll put up with a lot. But if he goes like 2 seasons without, 2 more seasons and doesn't get a win, I don't see why it would be absurd for Tyler Reddick to have taken over as the lead.
I think you're high.
I think you think he's gonna outshine Bubba at 2311. While
I think it's a higher possibility that he does rather than outshine Richard Childress' grandson at his own team.
No, it's Bubba fucking Wallace. Austin Dillon has a show on USA that probably nobody is watching. Bubba Wallace has been on like every news network. Donald Trump tweeted about him. Like we're talking about 2 huge different levels.
Denny's also a really fucking smart guy. And I think
in love with Bubba Wallace and the amount of money and publicity.
I don't think Bubba is as secure in his ride as a lot of people make him out to be.
I think in a couple of years, you're right. If money starts to dry up because
I think by the time Tyler Reddick gets over there's already talks of Bubba getting kicked out. If he doesn't start lighting a fire under his ass and start winning some races, he loses the face of that organization, and we see him go be the face.
It's the same thing with Austin Dillon, man. It's the same thing.
But how many seasons has Austin already had the chance to? He's got
but he's had multiple wins. Like he hasn't gone like back-to-back seasons of losses. Like he has wins and makes it to the playoffs. Like this has happened for him multiple times. This is the first time where he's really kind of in a drought of multiple seasons without a win.
But the fact that he is, and he's still the number 1 dude at RCR, while Tyler Reddick
now
races.
I mean,
if Austin Dillon wins a race this year, I will send you a public apology.
No, you wouldn't have to apologize for that. That's not what I'm arguing.
No,
what I'm arguing is he is leaving a team where he's not the head of because of Austin Dillon and going to a team where he will be greatly overshadowed by a much bigger shadow. Like
I think Bubba's stake is more at risk than Austin's for being the number 1 slot. 100%. Because Denny didn't even announce what car he's in. Who's to say Bubba even has a ride for 2024 yet? I think his contract is through 23.
What, for Bubba?
2311, yeah.
Dude, as long as he
Actually, I think it's through the end of this year.
As long as he just maintains a name for himself, he will have that ride as long as he wants. He funds that whole team. Like Kurt bringing Monster over is not funding that team. You know what's funding that team? Bubba Wallace with Dr. Pepper, DoorDash, McDonald's. They have the biggest sponsors in all of NASCAR. I mean, it's Bubba Wallace's team. And until those dollars stop rolling in, he's their guy. Austin Dillon doesn't bring in money like Bubba does. And at the end of the day, you said it yourself, Richard Childress is a smart guy. He's got to have money.
We're agreed to disagree on this. Take a step aside real quick. I have a question to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
If Denny retires between now and, say, end of 2024, does he take FedEx with him to 2311? Does he put FedEx on one of those cars? Does FedEx?
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. 100%.
You think FedEx has bigger ties to JGR at that point or Denny?
Yeah, that's the question, right? I don't know their relationship. If it's closer to Denny, which it seems like it is, just because they specifically just sponsor his car. It seems like it is, yeah. Right. When a team isn't sponsoring like other cars, it's just one car. That usually indicates that it's like directly with the driver instead of the team. So if that's the case, yeah, he's 100%. I mean, he's a part owner. And, they're probably all aware of that situation.
So now tie that back in. If Denny brings FedEx over, I agree. Bubba's way more marketable than Danica is.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but
I think it's 100% true.
Does Bubba Wallace have a set of boobies?
What?
Danica had boobies. Bubba Wallace does not.
Yeah, but Bubba's got a whole minority with him.
So did she.
Not
female.
the same.
Female. How many it's a much larger audience.
How many girls do you know that watch NASCAR and give a shit about it?
I mean, I could say the same with the black community. I mean, now we're just picking. I don't know if I would agree that he is more marketable than Danica. I would agree that he is the new Danica in terms of like marketing, because they're like throwing money at somebody that doesn't win just to hype them up. But I don't know if I would agree.
I would even.
Danica was, good looking. Like there was pinups of like her in bikinis. Like I'll still go to bars and see Danica shit because she was just like a good looking woman.
Right. Well, good argument. Reason number 2, why Tyler Reddick is leaving fucking RCR.
I don't see bikini.
Yeah, no,
if you start getting bikini pics of Bubba and people are selling them, he's more marketable at that point. I'll agree with you.
That's fair.
And I'll buy the first one that I see for sale.
All right.
I'll pin it up.
Yeah. Have a pin up right there.
Right behind me. Bubba in a bikini.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Get that shit tattooed, Oliver Peck.
All right, go on. So there's that argument, which I don't agree with, but we'll go on to another one.
Right. Fucking Denny's a really smart dude. And Denny, did you listen to his episode of Dale Jr. Download?
Yeah. Yep.
So you heard him talk about how he wants the teams to get more of a cut in the next deal that they make. Mm-hmm. And then also he is halting any progress of building a new shop, expanding to a third charter until he kind of hears more about that, right? Okay. That was also he mentioned in there. Mm-hmm. There's also been talks of like there's rumors floating around about the new deal, and everyone that's come out about it says they have to be super quiet about it. It's all behind closed doors. They don't want to leak anything yet because it sounds like they're getting closer to that new deal, which would get them through 2020 or to 2025. Or I think even 2024, because I think it ends end of 23. Either way, I think Denny knows more about that and is more willing to put that money up to either A, field a third car, or B, just be willing to fucking put up the bucks it's going to take to get Tyler Reddick that money. And I don't think RCR is in that same boat.
What do you mean give Tyler Reddick the money? Like what?
I think we're going to get back to massive fucking driver salaries like we saw in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think money is an issue. I think RCR would have been willing to pay Tyler Reddick.
I think it's a huge fucking variable. And I think if you look at Denny and MJ, both of them have fucking tons of it.
Look, it's always a variable in terms of your career, obviously. I mean, he would have been offered certain things. But I don't know. I don't work inside RCR, I just would have to imagine they're not dumb. I know you're saying like Daniel Hemrick's smart. Richard Childress has been in the game since, before Dale Earnhardt. Like the dude knows the industry.
I'm saying
clearly they're also intelligent.
I think MJ is willing to put up more money and Denny's willing to put up more money than RC is.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I don't know about MJ, to be honest. Yeah. Well, they've gotten one win. If I'm anything, I'd be worried about MJ getting pissed and wanting to pull back.
And I think even Denny has enough money now and support to where he can run that.
Not more than Richard
Childress.
Not
to the same level, but
not more than Richard Childress. And I can tell you, I think they were smart enough to know, and I think this is why they were upset. They were smart enough to know that he was the future RCR, and that's why I disagree with your whole first argument too. I think they knew the talent that they had, and they wanted to try to keep him.
Then why
I think Tyler Reddick wanted out of RCR since he was in the Xfinity Series. I think he's made that very apparent. He's made it apparent like for a long time.
How so?
He hasn't been happy at RCR. He's like subtly mentioned it before. He was told that he can't like openly speak about his political beliefs and opinions from RCR. And he didn't like that. I mean, you remember the whole like Bubba thing where he was defending him and like tweeting back at Donald Trump and was like, we don't need you in this sport, blah, blah, blah. Which, RCR didn't like that because
to be fair is bullshit because Richard Childress can go on Fox News and
right. Well, that's why I was going to say they don't like that because they're very conservative.
Right.
And I think a lot of their fan base is very conservative. And so they were like, hey, don't tweet that stuff. Which I think is fair for them. But I think that also was a thing for Tyler Reddick where he was like, I don't like it here. Well, because he is, I think, a more liberal-minded person. Right. And I just truly don't think he ever liked it at RCR, just in terms of how he fit into the organization.
That is a damn good point because
I think that's the main thing. I think RCR would have paid him what he wanted. I think he would have got everything he wanted from RCR. Yeah, granted, that's not offering, that's not Hendrick. That's not even Trackhouse at this point, which is unfortunate.
That's not 2311.
Right, exactly. And so I think those are the two best arguments is like he wants to leave RCR, one, because I don't think he liked it there. I don't think he fit in. I don't think it never seemed like he got along well with Austin. Like I never really saw them hanging out. And two, I think he wanted to go somewhere where he has a chance of winning a championship, which I understand. That part I understand. Nathan was leaving in the comments. He's like, see, I told you he deserves something better. Look right here. This is the last comment. I told you last week he deserved blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no one argued he doesn't deserve something better. I mean, every driver technically you could say like deserves something better. I just wanted Tyler Reddick at RCR because I'm an RCR fan and I understood the talent that he was. And it's a shame that he's leaving for me.
I think if the cards are played right on Toyota's end, by the time they get Tyler, if it's all done right and they open up the fucking floodgates and quit letting Joe Gibbs have a complete monopoly on Toyotas and Toyota pulls their head out of their ass and actually allows other teams to get a fucking foothold like 2311, I think we see Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson as the greatest fucking generational rivalry we've seen in the last 50 years.
It'll be a terrible rivalry just because of their personalities, but
they're fucking bland as shit.
Yeah. They're both just so nice too. Like I do want to bring up Nathan's point. I think it was kind of a slap in the face to RCR the way they announced it. Actually, I'm glad somebody else brought it up. I thought it was a bit of an insult to RCR. He didn't handle it well, in my opinion. Not for his fans and for Toyota. He handled all that great. I think if he had a good relationship with RCR, he would have handled it differently.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I think sour because they might not have given a chance to get. And that's my point. I don't think money was an issue. I 100% agree with Nathan here, which rarely, if ever, happens. If I had to guess, Tyler Reddick got an offer from a team he liked at a rate he was willing to accept, and he didn't even offer the opportunity for a counteroffer. Just said, nope, I want out of this organization. I'll take it as soon as I can get my deal signed.
Do you think Richard Childress takes the option for Tyler Reddick in 23 and brings Hemrick back up?
Yeah. And that's the question now. Hemrick was never the answer. I thought this when he was first brought up. when he first got brought up, and I'm sure you remember, and then they changed the number from the 31 to the 8.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, we're bringing back the 8. Daniel Hemrick is our guy, blah, blah, blah. I said back then he wasn't the guy.
Right.
And I said back then Tyler Reddick was the motherfucking guy. I knew this talent of this kid coming up, and I was right about that. It's unfortunate how it went down. I don't think bringing back Daniel Hemrick is the option. I think you need to find a new talent and make sure they're actually happy. I mean, make sure they like the team.
Who do they bring up? Because there's been a lot of rumors about Dale Jr. and
about Dale Jr. purchasing the team.
So I'm going to take even Noah Gragson off the table because I don't see Noah going if Dale Jr. even has a whiff of him going to Cup. Because I absolutely think Noah is his guy to bring Cup.
Right. Okay. But then, so who
does RC bring up?
So here's that leads into the discussion that I actually brought up last week, which is so much more relevant now than it ever has been. This was just a pipeline dream of,
Dale Jr.
Dale Jr. keeps talking about how he wants to get in a Cup. Maybe he doesn't outright purchase them, but has some kind of partnership with RCR, and he can just like take over the 3 and the 8.
Right.
And that would be like a dream come true because I think he could breathe life back into RCR that they desperately need.
Right. I think that honestly makes the most sense.
Yeah, I do think Richard Childress is not happy about this. I mean, I think everybody would be happy in this situation. Well, obviously, not like some RCR people, but I'm an RCR fan. I'm an Austin Dillon fan. But that doesn't mean I'd rather, I'd still rather see RCR and the 3 car succeed and be managed properly and do well.
Right. And that's the next bid is like, we see a lot of these owners that were big 20 years ago are now getting very old. I mean,
I don't think he's saying doesn't. He meant to correct himself. I don't know if either of them are there yet either. I don't think Creed is.
I don't think they're there yet.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough. I think Noah might be mature enough if to do it. But like you said, if Junior is interested,
I think it's the best move because RC is going to have someone take over that team, and I really do not think it's Austin's dad. I don't think it's Mike.
To run it, yeah. And at a certain point, I mean, they need better equipment. Everybody's saying how great Tyler Reddick is. He still only has 1 win.
The only thing that brings a variable into that is the Xfinity series. Does Dale Jr. still run Xfinity? Because he's getting a lot of help from Hendrick down there.
Yeah, and would he take over like RCR's Xfinity team also?
Yeah, Hendrick isn't going to help him if he's running car.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if he took over RCR, I mean, that could become like an affiliate thing. I mean,
I don't think so. I think Hendrick's smart enough not to do that.
I don't know. 2311 has it.
Yeah, but they don't have an Xfinity team.
Yeah, I guess I haven't thought about how that would work with Xfinity.
That alludes to my other comment of like if Toyota would get their head out of their ass and realize they can have more than one successful team, they would be very much fucking contenders to lock out the Final 4.
Yeah, Corey LaJoie taking over the 8. I don't hate it. It makes a lot of
fucking sense.
I don't hate it, but like I said, I mean, it's still pretty mediocre equipment in my opinion.
No, and I agree completely.
And so what's he going to do with it? Like, I don't know. Like, we'll see. We'll see. I just feel like Tyler Reddick is so talented, and he's gotten 1 win with it, and that's great. I don't know if Corey LaJoie is as talented as Tyler Reddick, in my opinion. So, just we put him in another like car where he gets like a couple top 10s and stuff. Is that really worth it?
Right.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Do you see my private chat?
No, I don't. Are you private chatting me?
Yeah, because I really got to pee.
Oh, my God. I don't care. You're going to hold it. We're wrapping this show up. It's almost over. Okay, so just real quick. New Hampshire.
What about
it? Let's just do some picks. How about that?
All right.
And then I can let you go and we will wrap up the episode. Does that sound
That's
okay?
fair. That's all right.
Okay. So you know how this one works, right? Where we do an underdog pick and a race winner.
Yeah.
All right. So New Hampshire, what are we thinking? You want to start off?
No,
Start off with underdog.
This is your house. You start off.
Underdog. You know what? I'm gonna go Michael McDowell.
That's a good one.
Yeah. He's running that real sick Flow Racing paint scheme. Have you seen it?
It's dope.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
I'm a big Flow guy. I'm a real big Flow guy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm gonna go underdog, and I'm actually considering putting money on this guy for this weekend. Christopher Bell.
Okay.
He finished second there
I don't
last
know if
year.
he's an underdog, but
We're gonna count it. He doesn't have a win. He's outside the top 16.
all right, fine.
He doesn't have a win. He is really hungry for that. He finished second last year and was actually running down Almirola when they called it for darkness. Yep. He is really good at flat tracks. I'm pretty sure his average finish there is inside the top 10. He's been pretty fast. His pit crew is going to be the biggest variable, especially after this last week. But
yeah, it's fine. He technically isn't an underdog pick, but whatever. We'll allow it.
Well, then call him my race winner, and I'll pick a different one for underdog. You pick your race winner.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I don't care. Dakota's the stickler about those rules. I don't really care. I don't know, man. Let's just say Ryan Blaney. He gets his first win.
I think Kevin Harvick gets it done.
Okay, so we got 2 first winners here for picks. Yep. All right, I like it. I don't hate those.
I think Kevin gets it done, and he does not like lobsters, so I think we're going to get some good, good B-roll of him being scared of holding that lobster.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Colton. It's been too long.
Yeah, dude.
Nice to get a replacement from Dakota for a while. So
thanks for having me on.
Greatly appreciate that. If you want to do one more plug before we roll out, feel free.
Yeah, so check us out. Again, tomorrow night we go live on FanFuel Motorsports. It'll be on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch for 36 straight hours, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern all the way through 10 a.m. Eastern on Sunday. So Friday to Sunday, 36 straight hours of streaming. You'll see myself, hopefully Rattlesnakes. We're live the whole time.
Why? What is the idea for this? Are you fundraising? Like what? 36 hours live? Why?
Because I don't know of anyone else that's ever done it.
I mean,
I'm sure there are podcasts.
Usually people do it to like cure cancer. Y'all are just doing it to like kill time.
We're doing it, yeah, to cure, I don't know, fucking the rear diffuser, I guess. Nathan will be on. He gave me a go ahead.
Hey, let's go.
Rattlesnake will hopefully be on.
Commenter. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to make it.
We're going to see a ton of guests hop on. I'm running the night shift Friday night into Saturday morning. So
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, yeah.
Yep.
So from like 1 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning to like 6 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Maybe I'll try to hop on while you're running it then.
Yeah, just like spewing fucking bullshit. Like I don't even care if we talk about racing.
Okay.
So
get ready.
We got a ton of great content coming. Also check out our website at fanfuelmotorsports.com. We just posted an article this last week. Super good. Our guy Nathan does a really good job at it. So yeah, check us out. We go live every Wednesday. Try not to interfere with Chairgatin and all them.
All right. Well, thanks for coming back on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. And we will see y'all next week. Peace.